and finally the speaker we've all been looking forward to, Mr. Rahul Bajaj, possibly of the old economy, possibly of the new. He's going to tell us really how he is.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. No, I don't think Sunil is really right. The organizers in which I'm in session at the last moment, so I'm not really well prepared to speak. I think we have all heard for four very outstanding young men. Some of the things they have said, Mr. Sharma sitting here, I shouldn't call him Mr. Sharma, just reminded me or informed me that his father and I, we were in college together. I told him something about his father which he'll go back and tell him. And we had a great time in St. Stephen's. We passed out almost together, I think, Matu Sharma and I. He was a great guy. But that apart, when you're sitting with four people, when their fathers are your age, and then you want to talk of new economy, it's tough. And there are various, in many ways, I do feel I'm very young, but I can't talk about it from this platform. I hear some of my friends laughing. But what I heard in terms of, not only in terms of dreams, because what I didn't complete was I've had to start dreaming again now. I'm dreaming again. And that is due to people like these four. I have two sons. They are 34 and 31 years old. I don't know, but I made the mistake. I let them join a company called Bajaj Auto. And I've had enough hints in the last 3 years that if the company has to do well, if its market cap has to go back high, etc., you know, we can do without you. So I'm dreaming again. But I can assure you my dreams have nothing to do with either golf or gardening or photography, however interesting these hobbies are. I won't get into my dreams at the moment. Coming back to the new company, and I used to speak to my employees, top management, workmen, and we employ today 17,000 people. The one thing I continuously said, I refer to two things. One, let us not come to work if we don't enjoy ourselves, in the widest sense of the word. In Bajaj Auto, you had an 8.5-hour work spread, many stayed late. Going and coming at Akurdi from Pune, going and coming combined, took an hour and a half. I said that becomes at least 10 hours, 12 hours, you sleep 7 hours, you eat, you have a bath. But you have 2 or 3 hours left with great difficulty when, if you don't go out buying vegetables because your wife asked you to do that, maybe you watch a TV or a movie. Is that the only time you're going to enjoy yourself? You have to enjoy yourself while working. And that's one of the messages which came through. I was going to refer it to a little later. Money is important, stock options are important, market caps are important. But if you get into a business, any business, especially in ISP business or a .com business, with the aim only to make money, you may turn out to be 9 out of the 10 who did not do too well. And that was mentioned from the first speaker onwards. Doesn't mean that we don't want to make money. Doesn't mean that money is not important. But when you get into a business, the chances of success become much brighter if you have that passion, to which also a reference was made. If you like that business, if you want to learn more of that business, if you have that spirit of adventure for that business, then incidentally you may also have a market cap of $5, $10, $20 billion. Important, in a way, incidental. The old economy, the new economy situation, without understanding too much of it, one way, again, which came out, if Amazon.com, whether it's books or something else it sells, somebody has to make those things. Where will the part of the, or some of the portals, and what will happen except for information, ultimately, without the old economy, where will be the new economy? Similarly, whether it's being an internet service provider, whether it's Yahoo or whether it's various .com companies, the technology involved. When we have been talking in old economy for 30 years, we started with TQM, restructuring, business reprocess engineering. How many cliches were used? Whole idea was to get more efficient, get more productive, reduce inventories, reduce your working capital, improve your top line by selling more, improve your bottom line by improving your margins, and having a better market share. In most companies, the three things which matter, ultimately the bottom line is the bottom line, the top line, and the market share. And you want to improve these by various methods, starting from motivating people to, as I said, TQMs and whatnot. There, all these new technologies will be required. Not only what is called Automart or whatever it is, my friend Anand Mahendra has started a .com situation for selling used cars, and not only your cars, any brand. If you're going to do it for only your own product, it's an automatic failure because somebody else will do it for all products of that category, and the customer will go and hit him, and not just because you are selling Mahindra or Bajaj. You'll have to be selling everything in that category. So, question is, right from the beginning of the supply chain, how to buy, where to buy, right down to B2B, which is your dealer, or B2C, which is your ultimate customer, the old economy, like it has done for the last 30 years, those who did it well rose to the top, those who didn't do it so well didn't do well. They have to take advantage of the technology of the new economy or new knowledge economy for their own survival, for the survival of the old economy. In fact, Mr. John Clarkson, the chairman of Boston Consulting Group, he's an old friend of mine for many, many years.
The question.
Going to get a portal done, and you don't know how to do it, and this guy will come. He wants to do it for you, he does it for you, that's fine. But then we heard somebody saying, Shiv Nadar, my old friend, saying, where do I make the money? Once I charge him something, but then he has. And Clarkson did say, listen, you have all the information. You have all the business. If there is going to be a car or two-wheeler .com, the .com expert can't do anything about it. So while he has some expertise, for the other point I'll make is that the old economy bosses, the big industrialists, are a bit down at the moment. I mean, till about a week ago, they're a little waking up after Nasdaq fell down and BSE fell down, but very down. What's happening to my market cap after 50 years and what's happening to their market cap after 5 years? I mean, it's a very humbling experience for those who are in a different world. But even in the old world, from industry to industry, from company to company, and from country to country. If you took a company in a certain industry in Japan 10 years ago, the PE multiple was 2. Today also, most finance companies in India, including a company like IDBI or IFC is hardly a good example to give, but has a multiple of 2 or 3. ICII has only now increased to a multiple of 5 or 6, Sunil. So you have multiples of 2, and even in the old economy, you had multiples of 20, 30, 40, 80. Okay. In the new economy now, we have heard multiples of 300 and 1,000, and when you make losses, it's an infinity multiple. There's nothing wrong with the new economy. The old economy needs the new economy. Whatever that means, the new economy needs the old economy. They have to move hand in hand. They will move hand in hand. Like the old industries, here maybe more so, not everybody will succeed. As I think the first speaker mentioned, or Hemant mentioned, I don't know, that 9 out of 10 probably will fail. But we don't talk about those. We don't hear about those. We hear about that 1 out of 10 who succeeds. Nothing wrong with that. The question is, it's not a choice. There's nothing wrong with the technology. It will move forward. The house of cards is not the technology, not the portal, as far as I'm concerned, not the person who's providing access to internet, yes, the house of cards could be the P multiples. Just the P multiples could have gone crazy. But it's not Narayan Murthy who's crazy. In fact, he's talking to us all the time. He says, why are these guys getting crazy and buying my shares at these crazy multiples? What can I do, he says. In fact, in his philanthropic desire, and he's a great guy, he's doing a lot of charities and saying, I'm giving you these shares, please sell. Because if you sell after 6 months, maybe the values will be down. And then you will say, I gave you only 1 crore, today I'm giving you 3 crores. And all his donations from IIT Kanpur to wherever it is, he is giving shares, his shares, which he personally owns. But he makes it a condition, please sell. This is not to speculate or to hold. So the P multiples can change. But again, the sunrise industries, and if this is a sunrise industry, the P multiple will be higher, should be higher than an industry which is today not sunrise. So I think that's the motto, or that's the theme of the annual session of CII. There are experts who are going to speak to us tomorrow, day after. There will be questions I'm sure these 4 young men will answer. As the finance minister said, he saw a change when we were together in Germany, partly because of a sudden realization that there's a lot of expertise in this field in India, and the Indians are coming. But the fact remains, this provides employment, this produces wealth,